Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? I want to do a video called My Ever Shrinking Local Post Office. Because if you remember our bank, the one bank that I have real close to me, closed down because of none of business. And, we have two places. I live at Cranesville, and then Albine's a little bit bigger. Albine has like two banks that probably never close down. And a real nice post office. We have like we have the only businesses we have around here. We have a beer distributor that'll probably never close down. Um, well, a couple of auto body places, like little independently owned and a little independently owned upholstery store. And we have like now that the bank closed, we have the post office and Kenny's hardware store. I pay him a lot rent. Well, the post office, it was weird because they made a really nice post office in the late '80s. Because it used to be like there was a restaurant and then the other half in the old building, and then the other half be the post office. I never was in that though. And usually, whenever you get like a package, if it didn't fit in the mailbox, they just put it in the post office and they leave you a little slip, and you had to go pick it up that way. And that I remember doing that in the '90s. Getting packages in the mail. And but I don't know when they started doing it, but they started, if it didn't fit in the mailbox, they would come to the porch and deliver it. So so that's the way they've been doing it. And then 2014, I got a couple things for registered mail. Uh, that my dad got me for Christmas. I remember when. And that's back when he was still alive. And I remember I was at work, of course. And of course, he didn't bother to answer the door because that's when the post office, the guy would bring up and you had to sign for it, or else he'd put in back in the give you a little slip. Well, anyways, I had some registered mail. I didn't know it was supposed to be delivered, and it was supposed to be delivered Saturday. And what happened Saturday was I was waiting and waiting and waiting, and then I had to leave. And John and I went to see my high school buddy, John, went to see Blade Runner 2049. And this was like, I assume the mailman came or I missed it, because this was like 2 in the about like a quarter to 2 in the afternoon. And then I found out, I got back at about 12:30 that night. Well, about quarter after 12 or quarter to 12 Saturday night. And I wasn't even thinking about it. And then about 12:30, 1 o'clock, I went outside with the flashlight and looked in, and I got a slip in the mail coming to slip in my post office, in my mailbox, pick up a package. I haven't had one of those in a long time. And and apparently the mail didn't come like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, which is insane, because usually our mail comes between 10:15 and 11:15. And I'll tell you more about that when I find out about as the story goes on. I looked on the other side this morning. I assumed it was going to say Cranesville Post Office. Pick up there. No, you have to pick up the Albion Post Office, which is like a little further away, like 2 miles away. I called up the Cranesville Post Office. I wondered why they were doing this. And they said they got... I know the Cranesville Post Office kind of changed their hours around. Because that was one, I was afraid that post office would be one of the ones on the chopping block, because a lot of the post offices, small post offices, are being shut down as being not profitable enough, which really sucks it's a lot of people go to these post offices their whole lives. I know I usually go I go to the Albion one too, but if I'm in town, if I go to Albion, but usually I go to the Cranesville one. That's the one I always go to. I love the Cranesville post office, just like I love that bank up there when I had. I switched over to Andover and they shut it down. Well, anyways, I called up the number, and the lady said that, well, I knew that they changed their hours around, because it used to be like 9 o'clock to 4:30, and they changed it to 8:45 to 3:45, and then they get like an hour and a half for lunch. They're closed. The lobby, well, it's open, but the window where the teller is, not the teller, the employee is shut down from like 12 to 1:30. They get an hour and a half lunch, which is pretty lucky for them. I called her up and they said that they got rid of their carriers. They don't have the carriers anymore. I said, when did you guys do that? And she said 2 years ago. And I didn't know about that. I didn't know about that, and so they didn't have my package. And she said, well, we still do other stuff. We sell stamps, and then you can mail stuff through us if you have a package. Well, yeah, because that's what I usually do. And they said they still do passports and stuff like that, but I was surprised they don't have the carriers anymore. And that shocked the heck out of me. So I went ahead and called the Albany post office, and I wondered why it took so long for the guy to get there. And she said they have a new carrier he's just learning. 4 o'clock in the afternoon, it's really bad. And I called her up, and called up the lady. She couldn't find my package. And I had the track number, stuff, and she said it was registered at East Springfield. I live in Cranesville. Well, I should call us Major Snafu. Well, I'd put everything post office. Yeah, I live in Cranesville. They put East Springfield. She couldn't find my letter. She said, "Where do you live?" I gave her my address. She said, "Well, it's not it. It's in East Springfield." Well, I said, "Well, I have a thing. I live in Cranesville." And she said that I called her about 10:45, and they said the carriers are still there, like 4 carriers. And they said the guys are still learning. So I might not get till like 4 or 5 in the afternoon, maybe. And she couldn't find my package. So I called up. I was still on the phone, and she said, "Do you have a tracking number?" I said, "Yeah." I gave it to her. She couldn't find it, so she had to talk to the carrier. And I said, I'm not in East Brandon and Cranesville. She said, "I know." And she was finally able to find it. The carrier still had it. It said available for pickup on 10/16, which is today at 9 o'clock at the Albion Post Office. So I hope my Cranesville post office doesn't eventually shut down, because that's what my neighbor Doug was saying. They'll probably end up getting shut down, which will really suck. I like that post office. I didn't know they got rid of their carriers. We used to have carriers there all the time, but I'm shocked at the time it took for them to deliver anything. I mean, that's crazy. But hopefully I was able to reschedule delivery today. So hopefully I'll get in. There won't be any more mistakes, because I got like 1 or 2 other items like that they have to sign for. So I'm shocked that it was that late at night, like 4 in the afternoon. That's crazy, But I hope you like this little video. It's a big story, another story video, because I don't know what I'm gonna. The videos are usually always spontaneous and stuff if I have something to say. But my ever-shrinking post office, I'm surprised that the Cranesville one got rid of their carriers, because I thought they had a big thing like they were trying to ask people about something about changing hours or something, and that's all I thought happened. I didn't know they got rid of the carriers. No one told me about that. But no, it's all throughout Albion. I guess they're making mistakes, so they have more people to take care of now. With Cranesville, it's more close-knit, and if you had a problem, you can call up the post office. And then the lady said that, when I called up the lady in the Cranesville one, she said, "I'm glad you called up, and you're glad you noticed it," because she said a lot of people just show up with a form to say, "I always pick up my mail here." So I'm sorry it's not here. It's in the Albion one. I'm sure they're pretty upset, too. Well, so I hope you like this video. I'm going to upload this right now. And until next time, bye, please. Take care, my legions.